Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, July 17th, 2024, Wednesday. Stand up for your country. Well, there's a new poll by the Associated Press. It says 66% of Democrats want Joe Biden to drop out of the presidential race. That's the end right there. All right, that's the Associated Press. So I just got off the set for Hannity. I was on his radio program today. And Hannity still thinks it's 50-50. Obviously, I don't. I haven't for months, as you know. But this is the final nail. So when the Associated Press, it goes worldwide, and it's a liberal agency. When they come out with a poll, it says 66% of your party doesn't want you to run. It's over. So now it's a matter of when. When does he address the nation saying, yeah, you're right, my health has been a challenge, and I'm going to hand it over to the convention delegates to choose who they'd like. I'm going to endorse Kamala Harris. That's what will happen. Now, I don't know when, okay? I actually made Hannity a bet. So you might want to listen to that. There's another poll out about Hispanic voters and how they're gravitating toward the Republicans. I think that's true. Tomorrow, I'm going to analyze the Associated Press poll in more depth. I want to take a look at a few things before I just start getting into heavy analysis. But the headline is the headline. I can bring that to you. And tomorrow is also Trump's speech, and I'll be on News Nation right after analyzing that. I'm hoping to get an advance copy of the speech. So I'll have it for you on the No Spin News tomorrow. I don't know. They're writing it even as we speak. Stephen Miller is the primary author. Talking Points Memo is about other polling that all is bad news for Biden. All of it. There's no good news for President Biden in this election cycle. Let's go to Arizona. This is Real Clear Politics. Arizona's got Trump up by 6. Remember, Arizona went for Biden in 20. Nevada has got Trump up by 5. Wisconsin's got Trump up by 4. Michigan is almost tied. Trump's up by 1. Pennsylvania, this is a shocking poll. I don't really believe that Trump's up by 5 in Pennsylvania, but that's how they have it. These are the averages of all the state polls. Virginia, I don't believe this either, has got Trump up by, it's got Trump and Biden tied. Virginia, very tough for Republicans now. Georgia's got Trump up by 4. I think it's much more than that because of the Lake and Reilly situation. The Georgia polling is suspect to me. Remember, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution is the main pollster down there, and they hate Trump. Minnesota's got Biden up by 3. Minnesota is very far left state now, extremely. Ohio has got Trump up by 9. That's true. North Carolina by Trump by 5. I think it's more, a bigger lead for Trump in North Carolina. So those are the numbers. And there, as I said, no good news for Biden. Biden could lose in a landslide if Trump doesn't self-destruct or do something that he shouldn't do. Even CNN knows this. Roll tape.
The state of the race is on night 2 of the Republican convention. Donald Trump is leading in this race. Significantly, if you look deep into the polling, he has a chance to build on it. New numbers out today. More bad news for the president.
Now, I've said that CNN is moderating its approach, and it is. All right? So MSNBC is not. But CNN is moderating now a little bit. Their new CEO, Thompson, is giving orders, you better stop hating Trump to everybody in the organization. And King was accurate in what he said there. As far as the overall polling is concerned, listen to me now. I'm going to tell you something you don't know. You always see the polls coming out, Trump leading by 2, 3, 1, Biden leading by 1, all of that. Those are the popular vote totals. Here is the con that no one knows about, except me, which is why you're now watching and listening to me. When a polling agency that leans left, and 80% of them do, wants to have a closer race between a Democrat and a Republican, it surveys this way: 32% Democrat, 32% Republican, 36% independent. That's how the methodology stacks. But they don't tell you whether the independent individual leans right or leans left. In Mississippi, for example, if you are an independent, you lean right, because that's the culture in Mississippi. In California, if you are an independent, you lean left, chances are, because that's the culture. So the polling agencies will say, yeah, independent, but they'll stack the independents in the liberal states, like Illinois, like New York, like Oregon, like Washington State. That's where they'll poll most independents. So they get a closer popular count. See what I'm talking about? In the popular vote itself, it's going to be very hard for a Republican to ever win that because of the pluralities in California and New York and Illinois. All three are committed blue states, liberal states. And that's where most of the people live. Now, Texas and Florida, they're coming up, but it's a much more divided situation down in those states than it is in California, where there really isn't a functioning Republican Party any longer. So you see how you can stack these, Biden 41, Trump 44. It's probably Trump 48. But they can get it down by seeking out left-leaning independents. I bet you didn't know that. It took me a long time to put that together, but that is the absolute truth. All right, Joe Biden's schedule. He's still in Vegas doing an interview with Univision, talking to Unidos USA annual conference, even as Hispanic support slips for the Democratic Party. The Supreme Court, I got a lot of hysterical mail. Joe Biden's going to take over the Supreme Court and all. It's all nonsense. It's all a bunch of garbage. Biden puts out that he wants to have term limits on the court and that he wants a constitutional amendment which would change the immunity ruling, neither of which is going to happen. So in order to do anything at the Supreme Court, you have to have 60% of the Senate okay it, in addition to the House. Never going to happen. Not in our country today. Ever. On either side. Not going to happen. Biden doesn't know this because Biden doesn't know much, but everybody else knows this. This is purely a political play. Nothing's going to happen to the Supreme Court because it's too hard to make it happen. Constitutional amendment takes 2/3 of the states. You're never going to get that, ever. Okay, so don't panic on this, please. Got to understand the system, and it's hard. Now, we have been reporting extensively on a hate brigade, and they had to tamp it down for a couple of days. And Biden himself, as is Trump does it too, launches personal attacks. Now, I don't know what Trump is going to do tomorrow night. I hope he says he's going to moderate those attacks. I don't know. Biden's not going to moderate them. Here's what he said yesterday. Go.
They've already eviscerated affirmative action. They'll also decimate diversity, equity, and inclusion all across American life. They're already trying to do it by banning books. They're trying to erase Black history. Black history is American history.
Nobody's trying to erase Black history. That's just a fantasy. Okay? And it's they're trying to do it. They. Well, who do you think is going to get angry? These are African Americans he's talking to. Oh, they want to erase your history. They. This is hate. That's hate. It's creating. Oh, I hate them. They're trying to do this. They're trying to erase Black history. They're trying to take my stuff away. That's all Biden does. If I were Lester Holt, I would have really laid in. Oh, that would have been something. All right, the only surprise so far that I've seen at the Republican convention, and Hannity asked, how come you're not here? I said, because it's boring. Okay, to me, I've covered 10 of them. I get it. The Republicans don't like the Democrats and vice versa. Do I want 4 days of that? No. Much more effective here, watching everything. and there, listening to this cacophony of political speech. Well, the only thing that out of the ordinary was Nikki Haley. Go.
President Trump asked me to speak to this convention in the name of unity. It was a gracious invitation, and I was happy to accept. I'll start by making one thing perfectly clear. Donald Trump has my strong endorsement, period.
Okay, so fine. Nikki Haley is going to run for president in 2028. No doubt about it. She's there. I don't doubt her, by the way. I think she would obviously vote for Trump over Biden. But that's the only thing out of the ordinary. Do you think America's headed in the wrong direction or the right direction? Unfortunately, many young people don't know our country's history or the importance of our founding fathers. But PragerU is changing all of that. As a conservative nonprofit, they reach millions of young people each day through educational videos on American values. Right now, they want to share their amazing video series and ebook on America's founding fathers free of charge. So please sign up for the Founding Fathers 101 series at prageru.com/Founding Fathers. Each day for the next 7 days, they will email you a 5-minute video on America's founding fathers plus a free e-book. That's a great time right now to brush up on your founding fathers' knowledge so you can share it with those in your life. Please visit prageru.com/Founding Fathers. Sign up for their free Founding Fathers 101 series today. I highly recommend it. All right, new poll, Reuters. 4 in 5 Americans fear the country is sliding into chaos. Okay, this is 1,202 U.S. adults. First question, job approval, not who you're going to vote for, job approval. Donald Trump, Biden. Trump 43, Biden 41. Do you believe the country is spiraling out of control? 80% of registered voters say yes. And they're probably right. Biden does not have control of this country. Are you concerned extremists will commit acts of violence after the November election? 84% of registered voters say yes. This is up from 74% in May because of the Trump shooting. Do you condone political violence from your own party to achieve a political goal? Just 5% of respondents say it was acceptable. And they're the dangerous people. Okay? Final question. During the assassination attempt, was Donald Trump favored by divine providence or God's will? 65% of registered Republicans say yes, he was, that God saved him. 11% of Democrats, because there are far more people of faith in the Republican Party than there are in the Democratic Party. A note to my producers, tomorrow, let me back that up with some stats. People of faith in the political parties, I want to do that tomorrow. All right. This is another interesting deal. CNBC, owned by NBC News, a business network. Okay, they rank the 10 worst states for quality of life. Quality of life is infrastructure, workforce, economy, that kind of thing. All right, here are the top 10 worst states in the union. Arizona, Kansas, Louisiana, Missouri, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Indiana, and the worst state, Texas. What do they all have in common? They're all red states. Now, here's what they say about Texas. All right? Texas leads the nation in residents without health insurance. Why? Because there are so many migrants in Texas. That's why. Okay? Staggering 90% of all people have medical debt in Texas. Okay? There is no public accommodation law banning discrimination against LGBTQ. special interest there. And unemployment benefits in the state of Texas are not kind, according to CNBC. So this is a politically driven poll. I lived in Texas for 2 years. The good thing about Texas is the government doesn't bother you. Austin doesn't bother you. You got a lot of freedom. That's why people move in there. But that's not an equation for CNBC. Entitlements are the equation. This is all you have to see what's coming at you. This day in history, July 17, 2019, Sinaloa drug cartel head El Chapo Guzman sentenced to 5 years. I'm sorry, this happened 5 years ago, sentenced to life in prison in the USA. So the Mexicans let him escape from prison. He was down there. They caught him years later, and Trump was coming in he was president. In 2016, they had to extradite him because Obrador got scared. So they sent El Chapo back to New York because he was charged with crimes here. They convicted him, 3-month trial of everything: narcotics trafficking, use of firearm, and drug crimes, on and on and on and on. So El Chapo, now 67 years old, is at the Supermax prison, federal prison in Colorado, where he will never see freedom again. Good. Mass killer. Have you ever been buried in debt, piles of overdue bills, threatening phone calls, and it just won't stop? Done with Debt is your way out. They have developed aggressive new strategies to end your debt permanently. Done with Debt tirelessly negotiates with your creditors to lower or even forgive what you owe. And they do it all without bankruptcy or new loans. Done with Debt has unique strategies to get you out of debt faster. But you need to hurry because some debt solutions are time sensitive. Visit donewithdebt.com and talk with one of their debt relief strategists for free. You have nothing to lose except your debt. Go to donewithdebt.com, donewithdebt.com. By now, you have heard me talk about Delta Rescue. They are a fantastic organization that helps rescue animals from the wilderness. You know, I'm a dog lover, so is Leo Grillo, the founder of Delta Rescue. It is his life's mission to provide everlasting care for these once abandoned animals. I myself have donated to Delta Rescue. Do you believe it is part of man's duty to care for dogs and horses, the animals that so much of our history is tied to? If so, please consider making a donation or consult your advisor about leaving a gift in your will or trust. There can be some tax advantages, and it's a great way to help Delta Rescue accomplish their mission. So please visit deltarescue.org to learn more. That's deltarescue.org. Let's go to the mail. We got Douglas Ripley, Townsend, Maryland. Hey, Bill, I listened to you for many years. The No Spin News on July 15th, you stated, if Trump apologizes for his rhetoric over the years, he would win. You're misquoting me, and I'm not scolding you, Douglas, but you got to listen. I never said that Donald Trump should apologize. I said he should admit that sometimes he goes over the rhetorical line and say he's going to try not to do that again. I would advise Donald Trump not to apologize. Okay? But going forward to say, now I have a little bit more understanding of hate rhetoric, and I'm going to try to tamp it down. He'd win if he did it. Victor, concierge member. Victor gets direct access to me, which will enhance your life. You get into trouble, we will help you. Bill, after last Saturday's horrific event, we can all conclude that Trump is going to be the next president. You would be foolish to do that, Victor. Many things can happen. Robert, Donald Trump picked the wrong VP. Vance won't help the narrow lead he has. Biden got 52% of independents in 2020. Okay, you can make that case, no doubt. Eric Eisenhower, Dallas, Texas. Bill, are you telling me you're not the least bit suspicious that a 20-year-old punk outwitted the U.S. Secret Service? I'm not the least bit suspicious that the Secret Service did anything untoward. Why? Because I had to deal with them. I did 4 shows, arena shows with Donald Trump. And I had a deal myself, personally, with the Secret Service. Now, to think that the service would want someone to kill Donald Trump is insane. That's what it is. So you know. The Secret Service was inefficient. The leadership will go. You want to live in a conspiracy world? It's up to you, Eric. Those are the facts. Tom Barr, Chester, Virginia. I was watching Fox this morning. An alert came on stating Joe Biden is thinking about imposing term limits on the Supreme Court. Joe Biden can't impose anything on the Supreme Court, as I just said. Now, here's the problem. Fox News should have explained that to you. Max Tessier, Galesburg, Illinois. Bill, you believe Biden will withdraw? Yes. If he does, what do you think the chances are that as a last act, he'll pardon his son? Good. Chances are good that Joe Biden will pardon Hunter Biden. Darren Pfister, Mesa, Arizona. I think it would be a great idea for your audience to know what is a credible site to donate money to the presidential campaign. I have no idea. I don't donate money to politicians, ever. I give it to poor children. I give it to vets. I give it to places like that. I don't give money to politicians. Scott Hayes, Homer Glen, Illinois. My wife and I visited my mother, Eleanor, in assisted living. She turns 100 next December. She knows what's going on. We walked into her room. We find her watching Bill O'Reilly on the first TV. That's a great letter. Eleanor, thank you very much. I'm so glad that, number one, you have a loving son. That's so important. And number two, that you're checking me out. Dano, today I received 2 mugs from BillO'Reilly.com, Cup of No Joe. Fantastic quality. Thank you very much. Well, look, and Dano, I appreciate it. I stole a Daily Show mug last night when I was there, okay? Let's compare a Cup of No Joe to the Daily Show mug, huh? Look at this. Twice the size. This isn't a bad looking mug, but what is this, from Munchkins? This is a mug. And the other one, the Not Woke, there you go. Now, both of those are sold out on BillO'Reilly.com, but we've ordered thousands. But here's the deal. You got to get them, your order in now, because as soon as the order comes in, and we'll have them in fast, Daily Show, you're going to be thirsty after this. Anyway, for our mugs, all right, you need to order them so we can get them to you. And we're going to keep ordering them. But I want you to have them fast. All right, Dano, right on. Thank you for that. We also have a history mug collection because this is obviously a historical time. So you get the 4 of them. Stand Up for Your Country, Team Normal, which I love. Cup of No Joe, Not Woke, for a great price. 25% off if you buy them individually. Confronting the President's really taken off now. Out September 10th. Again, order now, pre-order it from us, and you'll get it first because the order is, it's reaching 50,000 now. All right, word of the day, do not be Saturnine. Great word. Saturn, the planet, named after this word, Saturnine, Saturnine. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.